Alright, so I just finished my IBEW Aptitude test for Atlanta. I'm making this video because I feel like I couldn't get any of my questions answered when researching and trying to see how it was going to go. So the math portion of the test for me and my group, I assume it's like this for everybody, it was 33 questions and it was 45 minutes to answer 33 math questions. If you studied, you gonna pass the test. If you took the time to study for like a month, you gonna be good on the math part. Now, if you didn't study, I'm gonna assume you gonna fucking fail, because how you gonna know how to solve these math problems? You don't get a calculator and it's 45 minutes for 33 questions. If you do the math, there's a little bit, it's barely over a minute to answer each question. And you have to look at the question, write the formula down, solve it, you know, double check it, and then select your answer before you go on to the next one. So, for example, it was about 5 or 6 minutes left out of the 45 minutes, and I was only on question 16, and I studied pretty decently. So what I ended up having to go do was, once I saw it got down to like 5 minutes, I just went to all the extra questions and just answered them all. I went through and I looked and I seen which was the algebraic equations, which I knew how to do, and then the shit that was the like graphs that was having like what formula directly equals this formula, I skipped that shit and I did all the ones I knew how to do. And at like 5 minutes after I done everything I knew I could do, I went back and I just guessed on the ones that I didn't. And the reason I did that is because if you don't answer it at all, you automatically get the shit wrong. So I didn't leave no question unanswered and I passed. Now for the reading comprehension part, it was like 36 questions, I think, and it was 51 minutes. So if you read at a decent speed, then you're gonna be good, because it's just a test against time. The answers is all in the passage that you read, so it ain't really no thinking. You just have to take your time, but don't go too slow. So you're gonna read the passage, all the answers are right there, and then you just fill in the answers. For the reading part, out of 51 minutes, I finished and I still had 10 minutes left. And I didn't even need to go double check nothing, because again, the answers was in the shit you just read. And it wasn't really like no trick questions like how the prep shit made it feel like it was gonna be. So all in all, in my opinion, if you took the time to study any time over a month, I think you're gonna be good. The algebraic equations and that shit was not that difficult. You just got to do your, you know, your PEMDAS. You got to do your parentheses first and exponents and all that. But once you get to them graphs and shit like that, if you actually know those things, you're going to be super good. And then the reading part, I don't think the reading part is hard at all. Maybe because I read all the time, so I can read at a decent speed. But other than that, if you study, you're going to be good. And if y'all got any questions, let me know. Because again, I feel like I couldn't find any answers about taking this fucking test. So there y'all go. I hope I helped somebody.